Welcome everyone, Costin here on Serious Gaming with a look at Greek Cavalry in Total War Arena and the many issues it has. So, what's the problem with Greek Cavalry? What are the faults? Well, for starters, it's the way the game works and the practical effects of, the maps and the playstyles people have. A lot of people use cavalry. A lot of people use archers, and Greek cavalry is not really great against other cavalry, and it does take more damage from archers than other cavalry units. It boils down to the fact that you don't have shields on your cavalry. That's one of the main issues over here. It is a bit ridiculous to make such a big issue of shields and to have them take so much more damage, because you're riding horses. Shields, when it comes to dealing with range fire, matter less with cavalry because you can shoot, and this is what people have done throughout history. You can shoot and kill the horses. Again, something people have done. But beyond the vulnerability to range fire versus compared to other cavalry, you're also weaker than other cavalry. Greek cavalry is shock cavalry from Total War 2. The same principle. You have cavalry that will take more damage, that will not really stand up in a long-term fight. That has no sustainability in a fight. It does, however, have good charge damage. The problem here is that although you have great charge damage, you don't have the speed for it. You don't have cavalry dash, so you can increase your speed. The problem is cavalry dash also silences your unit. So it's not like something you can just stack up, and obviously you do want to use charge when it comes down to actually charging an enemy unit. And your cavalry is slower, so it's going to be very difficult to actually get a successful charge in, especially when it comes to dealing with other cavalry. The problem isn't with dealing with infantry, or charging archers. No, the problem is your cavalry cannot win engagements against other cavalry, so that makes you considerably less useful than, say, with the barbarian cavalry, the Roman cavalry, the Carthaginian cavalry. Now, Carthage has obviously elephants, but beyond the elephants that it does have, it also has light and even heavy cavalry, depending on where you stand in their cavalry tree. They have light cavalry, like skirmisher cavalry, they have that available to them, but they also have some very heavy stand-up cavalry. So you'll lose the Carthaginian cavalry, you will lose obviously to the elephants, you will lose especially to the barbarian cavalry, and you'll lose to the Romans. The Romans, Carthaginians, and barbarians just will have far greater sustainability in a fight than you do. They take less range damage, and they have better speed. With the Romans, less so. The Romans have some of the slowest cavalry in the game, but yours is slower, not by much, and it's not a big difference. But when you add up everything else that you have to deal with, that your side has to deal with, it does add up to quite a bit, and it does create a significant imbalance. The real problem is dealing with barbarian cavalry, and since Arminius is the default commander for the barbarians, and he is a cavalry commander, what that means in practicality is you will be dealing with a lot of barbarian cavalry throughout the games, far more so than anyone else, and obviously that will create a lot of issues. Like, for instance, over here I can't really do anything. I can't when you take a player's ability away to deal with other cavalry because they know they will lose in most engagements, even if they get a successful charge, then that means you are far less useful as a player as a result. Now look, Kanane, who is an archer commander, is really not good for this. So obviously that plays a role in how all this plays out, but it's not like Alexander, who's the only commander you have that is good with cavalry, it's not like Alexander fixes the issues that you do have. Alexander only improves on the ability of the charge. That's what he is about. It's about getting those charges more powerful, and that does obviously help, but it doesn't fix the issues you have, which is speed. Obviously speed is a big issue. He does fix it to shall we say, some extent. Obviously he does bring some improvement in that respect, but not enough to offset the fact that, hey, other commanders for the Romans, for the Carthaginians, for the barbarians also do get their own speed improvements. So that's one of the first issues over there. And you can't just charge in when you're dealing with enemy cavalry. You can't just charge in. Oh, I'll charge in and charge out. That works obviously with infantry, with archers, even though you have the slowest cavalry, that still obviously works with those. But doesn't work with enemy cavalry, especially with barbarian cavalry, because they are considerably faster than your own cavalry is. So obviously that creates a lot of issues, and that means, in practicality, it means you are far less useful as a player. If you're playing with Greek cavalry, your impact on the battle is far less significant than it is with any other cavalry commander in the game, any other cavalry of any other faction. That's just a plain fact. I don't really know where the hell I took a lot of damage over there. Either way. Yes. They do. Oh, I guess some artillery shot at me. Right, I'm taking their base. They can't really do anything to stop me over here. I'm out of range of their artillery, I believe. Well, not out of range, out of line of sight of their artillery. And they're obviously going to have a bit of a difficulty actually shooting at me from over there. The battle is not going very well for us. To be sure, it's actually going pretty poorly. But there's still a chance I could actually succeed in capturing their base over here. Alright. Let's get their archers. Alright, let's go, 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 go. Oh! I'm not stupid enough to charge that. That will... Oh, damn it. There we go. I didn't understand how exactly I'm... There's also a problem, and this is a generality with cavalry, by the way, that some of them can get stuck in, and then your entire unit suffers as a result of that. It slows down your charges, affects the entire unit in a fairly negative way. Alright, we need to take down... We really need to defend our base. Alright, pikes. Most certainly not going to get involved in the fight there. This is defendable. Oh, come on. Exactly what I had in mind over there. They're gonna take some pike damage, but they're most of them, the vast majority. Seriously? Whatever. Fine. Well, I guess they got stuck in. Yes, it's a problem because Total War treats the entire unit, treats each military unit as a single unit as opposed to soldiers being actual individuals who, in situations like that, might think on their own. Or do things differently. Either way, I will obviously need to get a good charge in over here. Outside of losing a bunch of units and stupid situations like that dive unreasonably well. But you have to pick your fights. You have to be very careful about the fights you get into. Battle is still certainly winnable, though. Well, some people don't pay attention on any level, even when you ping them. Nah, there's no way. Unfortunately, their artillery position is still very much intact, and this guy is just gonna get his infantry killed by what he's doing because of that. Come on, don't be a fool. By all means, stand still. Here's the issue. With the pike phalanx, it can't turn for shit. So when he activated it there, it really screwed him over. Are they gonna fall back? Oh my god, do people not even read anymore or what? I understand we're at a point disadvantage, but we can't just charge in the enemy and win over here. We're just gonna lose a lot more men there we're gonna be able to kill anyway. I mean, I guess the problem is those archers are just being wasted right now. I mean, it is possible he can drive them out. The artillery doesn't do well against archers. No escape for you, mate, I'm afraid.
No rest.
It's over here. Get that damned artillery. Alright, this might actually work. Well, you can thank that archer for succeeding there. I guess it's also down to the mistakes. I'm not gonna be tricked into this. We can win, we can win.
We'll rest when we're dead. Smash them.
Well, that ended a lot better than it could have. Another issue is that your cavalry tends to switch their swords too quickly, like not using their spears at all, and well, much of their stats are based on the idea of their spears. And also their upgrades, obviously. I don't know about that. Some of it, well, typically it is a clusterfuck. Alright, victory. Yeah, one because the archers were able to kill the catapults over there. Yeah, that's kind of all I had to say over here. Level 18. Premium subscription for 1 day. Right, Costin signing out.